Hey, everybody. I'm just going to answer a few questions that typically come up regarding life insurance. The first one is, do I need life insurance? Yes, if you have somebody that is dependent on you financially, whether it's a spouse, children, significant other, a family member, we recommend you having life insurance for them. That way, if something happens to you, they still have the finances to go on in life. If you have a mortgage, things like that. As far as some people ask, how much life insurance do I need? Well, it's dependent. A lot of times people look at their mortgage and they want to pay the mortgage off. If you're a business and you have key man insurance, that goes into other different things. The big thing is you want to make sure it's affordable, because something is better than nothing. And you want to make sure that, if that time comes and you do pass away, you still have life insurance in force. That's why our agents take the consultation approach, where we just have a conversation and talk about your needs, and then we find a policy that's going to fit you and your family the best. A lot of times, sometimes people say it's 10 times your annual income, but that's, again, it just goes back to, whatever is affordable for you. Next question is, how much will a policy cost? There's a lot of factors that go into that. What type of life insurance you're looking at, whether it's term life or a permanent policy. Does it require an exam? Because some insurance companies do require an exam. It really comes down to your health. The insurance companies are looking at how much of a risk are you going to be to them. If you're healthier, you're less of a risk to them. If you're older, you're more of a risk to them. And if you have some health issues, again, you're more of a risk to them. So we work with a few different companies. So that's why we just have a conversation about your health, your financial, where you're looking at financially and who's dependent on you for that life insurance. And then we find the best policy that fits your needs. Because some companies are going to be more favorable to somebody that has diabetes rather than a different company. And that's why we work with a few different companies. What are the types of life insurance? Well, the most popular is term insurance. What term insurance is, you're just locked into a rate for a specific amount of years, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And that rate, or what you pay monthly, is not going to go up for that term. And neither does your coverage amount, whether it's 250,000, 500,000. The monthly payment and the coverage amount stays level for a specific term. And then there's permanent life insurance, which is whole life or universal life. Those do go on until your death, but some of them do accumulate a cash value. So you're paying less for insurance in the beginning, and you're building up more cash value. And then towards the end of that policy, you're still paying the same, but you're pulling out of that cash value to pay your insurance premiums, part of it. We can explain anything when you talk to a licensed agent on that. Let's see, what are some of the other questions that are asked? Do life insurance policies require an exam? Some do. Again, it goes back to risk. The carriers want to draw some blood, take a urine sample. Urine, they're looking for drugs, protein levels, things like that. Nicotine, some people say, oh, I'm not a smoker. But once they get the results back, they find nicotine in your system, and then they're going to get you for nicotine rates. Some companies, if you are you smoke just cigars or use chewing tobacco, they will not give you nicotine rates, which nicotine rates are more expensive than non-nicotine rates, because nicotine rates is more of a risk to the insurance companies. And then there's other companies that don't require an exam. They check your MIB, Medical Information Bureau, and prescription, your pharmacy report, see what medications you've been prescribed, and then they evaluate your risk according to that. then they give you a policy instantly. So it all depends on how you want to go about it, whether it's, you want to do an exam and take that time, or you just want to get it done and get a policy done and get it enforced quickly. All depends on what you qualify for and what's going to be the best results for you. What happens if I'm late on a payment or can't pay? It typically depends on the terms of your policy and contract and the state. Sometimes they do give you a 30-day grace period. So if you miss a payment, say your payment's due March 1st and you miss that payment, you're still going to have insurance for 30 days. So if you pay on the 15th, you are going to, still keep that policy. After 30 days, you do have to show there's a couple more hoops that you have to jump through to keep that insurance, or you can get a different policy. Let's see. How do I know if a life insurance company is reputable? Well, we look at their rating. We look at A-rated companies that they are financially stable. They have a lot of reserves to cover their life insurance policies out there. There's various ways that you can look to see who's going to be the best life insurance company. We work with all A-rated or higher companies, just because we want to pass that on to our customers. Let's see. Who should the beneficiary be, and can I change beneficiaries? Well, the beneficiary should be who is ever financially dependent on you, whether it's a spouse, children, an estate, things like that. And yes, you can change your beneficiary later on. The insurance companies are looking at who are you trying to protect? Like, who's going to get the money if you pass away or when you pass away? And if, somebody's living with you, well, then they should get the money for that. You can't just have a random person have life insurance on you. There's no financial responsibility to them. So if you want a quote for life insurance, go ahead and click the link below. We'll go ahead and get that out to you. You can talk to one of our licensed agents, and they can help you out find the best policy that's for you and your family.